Jess, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. It's awesome to have you here. You've got this fabulous new business,
Yes.
AgentSync, and I wanted to have a chat with you to see exactly what you're doing.
Sure.
And find out what's going on, because I find it very interesting.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I have been in the real estate industry for almost 20 years now, a few really big agencies. And what I've noticed over time is that a lot of the procedures that admin and marketing, salespeople, PMs, what they're doing, it's really outdated. And there's so many new prop tech solutions available and streamlined procedures, and also offshoring that is available. So what I like to do is either go into an office, either virtually or physically, and have a look at everything and just see how I can streamline that for everyone and provide some solutions. And my real passion is offshoring. I really love it. I think it's an amazing opportunity for agencies to grow.
Oh, that's awesome, Jess. Look, I work in a similar space to you, though it's quite different. Mine's more in property management, rent roll sales.
Yes.
I know you're very much into sales, agents helping little friends so that they can just go out and dollar produce.
Right.
What are you seeing right now as the biggest challenge in the real estate agencies, in the office?
Yeah, it's not scaling yourself for growth, I think. And as much as offshoring, people think, oh, you're taking jobs away from Australia. It's not about that at all. It's about taking those little mundane tasks off everyone that they hate doing, that takes up so much time, taking that offshore, having a VA or a couple of admin and marketing people offshore, that allows the onshore people here in your office to grow as like in their career, but also manage a team. And that can really free up agents to go out and list and sell more and make more money. So it's about scaling the business for growth. And I think that's the real challenge at the moment, is everyone's still really busy. There's a huge shift in the market. They want to employ more staff. They can't afford to employ more staff, but they need to be able to grow.
I think also what I've found in my experience is there is so much AI and property tech out there, and it's overwhelming. It's like, what ones do you need to choose? Which ones do you go through?
Yeah.
So how do you work out that?
Yeah,
is that just coming through experience?
Yeah, it is. And it's about just looking at that agency and what would suit them. I've had a lot of experience with lots of different AI and different platforms out there. And when I started to sort of dabble in different ones, it's, okay, what problem do we have? This one will solve it. So we sort of place, this bit of software to cover this problem. And then you have another problem and you go, oh, that one will suit that one. But now there's software, such as Realtor, which can cover, lots of different things. So it's really looking at even the agencies that have been really proactive in getting this software available to their staff members. It's about maybe scaling it back a little bit now and looking at something that can cover one, lots of different things and not overwhelming the staff with all these different things that all have like similar names, and it all gets very confusing for everyone. So it's just about really, what would suit that agency.
Yeah, and how can you decide? How do you actually decide when it's time to offshore or introduce AI? My thoughts surrounding that would be any time's a good time.
Absolutely, and I think the biggest piece of advice that I could give an agency is start now with offshoring, because when I worked for a company and we thought about it for a few years, and we went over to the Philippines and because it was just so unknown. This was about maybe 7 years ago, really unknown. And we wanted to see how they lived, how they worked, how they, what sort of environment. And we were blown away at the offices that that they have available, and the software and the internet and all of that. And we wish we had done it sooner. And that was 7 years ago. And even if you start with one staff member and you just suss it out and you give them a few tasks. It's a really inexpensive way of getting those, database work or updating OFI, in the database, whatever you want, but start now, suss it out. And then in 6 months' time, if the market does shift even further and, you want to grow, but you can't afford to, you're going to feel more comfortable to start sending more offshore. And it's really the opportunity over there for especially PM. I found a lot of agencies like to start with that first because they have such large rent rolls, and the same things need to happen month and month, each month. So that's
mundane tasks.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't change month to month. It's always the same, whereas sales is a bit up and down. But if you've got that rent roll, that, happens every month. So that's a good thing. But yeah, the one piece of advice is just start now, whether it's just one person, get everyone in the office comfortable with how it works. And then you can grow from there.
And how do you come in and help them? I'm assuming you come in and you manage all of this for them.
Yeah, again, it's really up to the agency or the principal what they would like me to do. I can do it on a consulting level, so I can have a chat to them about what's available and what I think would suit their agency, or I could go to the next level and say, I can do this, this, and this, and they say, yep, just do it. Or sometimes it's just coaching and training with the staff that they have. They might have, a really great office manager, really great receptionist that they want to upskill, and I can come in and train that person, give them some coaching, weekly coaching on how to implement some changes or implement an offshore team, or it's really up to them. So, and I also obviously have really great connections with some prop tech and AI software. So if I need to bring other external companies in, I can do that as well.
You've got the experience to know which ones are going to suit the particular problem they're trying to solve.
Yeah.
Have you ever done with one business like a cost feasibility, how much you actually save them?
Yes. And I love doing that. I love doing that especially with offshoring, because it's mind blowing. I did one the other day for an agency, and they had a marketing coordinator who they were getting really busy and they needed to get another marketing coordinator. But what they decided, and with my help, we have made that person, because they'd been with the company for a long time, we made them a marketing manager. So we've given her more responsibility and more opportunity to grow with the company. And she was really excited about that. And then I've brought in a marketing coordinator offshore. So to not replace her, she's been promoted, but to hire a new marketing coordinator in Sydney was going to be 75,000.
Yep.
And I've taken it offshore for 35. So
wow.
Saving the company, a lot of money. And that's a really good example, because that new marketing manager, she's growing in herself and her responsibilities. She's now managing someone offshore, and she knows how to do that job. She's been doing it for years. So for her to be able to train that person, it is amazing, because she's done it.
Yeah, and what's really good is it's about the mentoring, and she's passing down her skills.
Correct. Yeah.
She's got. So and then that gives her the opportunity to take on board new skill-based set.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And in that particular situation, how good is that someone who's been in a role for so long is now upskilling someone in the Philippines or wherever it's offshore.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we match them really well. They've got a really great relationship where, they're like friends, like sitting next to each other in an office, and someone starts and you get on really well. So it was a really good fit. And that's where I sort of came in and put the job out there in the Philippines. And I interviewed a few people and just thought that this one lady, she's going to be a good fit, and it's worked really well. So everyone's really happy. And it just gives the opportunity for that agency to grow without having that huge cost of another salary.
And responsibility. And along with the salary, because a lot of the stuff I do is benchmarking within offices. So where you're more specific, I'm like big whole picture of profit and loss. But apart from the wage cost, superannuation cost, you've got a desk space.
Correct.
You've got time, you need a space in your office. You may not have a huge office to put the person. So all of those costs you don't have to think about are all wrapped up in that savings. So whilst you say, oh, well, if we put on a marketing manager for 75, then add on desktop, phone,
you're right.
sick way, everything, add everything else on, computer, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. The saving is huge, and that desk space, they're actually in the process of hiring another salesperson. So that's bringing someone in to make the company more money, and that's why they realised that they needed to grow this marketing person, because it's going to be a lot more listings coming in. So overall, it's a great outcome for everyone.
It's a fabulous outcome, because if you can put on another income producer, not an admin-based person, in your desk space. Correct. You're winning.
Absolutely.
You're winning.
Yeah.
And so, Jess, how long did you say you've been in real estate for?
Oh, almost.
You look so young.
Oh, thank you. Almost 20 years. So I started when I was 17, and I just turned 36. So I'm just a year shy of 20 years. So,
Wow.
And lots of different areas of real estate. I can offshore for property management. I do have experience with offshoring, but I was going to say the only thing I haven't done in real estate is be an actual property manager. I think, what you do on the PM side and what property managers do, it's amazing. And
here's the secret. Yeah. I might have run a lot of large departments. Yeah. I've never been a property manager.
Yeah.
It's kind of not me.
Yes, me either. You couldn't pay me enough.
And when I ran these large departments, I had very skilled property managers that knew that nitty gritty.
Yes.
And I think I would rather shave my head than do a routine inspection.
Yeah, me too. But with PMs, that's the thing. They're so run down at the moment with all the weather that's happened, and they're overworked in a lot of agencies. And what I like to do is take those tasks off them, all that admin, all that data entry that they shouldn't be doing. They should be really focused on either the tenant, the landlord, like customer service focused, fixing problems, having that relationship. And I think when you take those mundane tasks off a PM and really allow them to do their job properly, that's when they thrive, and, everyone's happy and they keep their jobs. And because I think the turnover for PM staff is incredible as well.
The burnout's incredibly high for a lot of the reasons that you just went through. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting with property management, that's had a different evolution over the years. And property management on certain levels is always, sales is the most important thing. Yeah, that's property management.
Yeah.
And historically, in a lot of offices, that's been pushed aside. But I think what we've seen over the last decade is the importance and relevance of a property management department within your business. And it is now being taken seriously.
Absolutely. Well, that's the asset. If you want to sell your business, what they look at is the asset, which is PM. So, but you're right, in so many agencies, it's PM's like this poor cousin that's put to the side, and everyone focuses on sales and
they're the pretty boys.
Yeah. But it's when sales is running hot and everyone's making money, it's all good. But times like this, when the market is shifting and there's a lot less listings, a lot less sales happening, it's the PM department that really keeps that office running, keeps the lights on for everyone. So,
as I said, in the last 10 years, the thinking has really started to change. I came into real estate just a bit longer than
a couple of years.
And it was really, really the poor cousin. In fact, it was the poor cousin 5 removed. Property management, but that's all changing, which is good to see. And the customer service focus is coming into the industry now, where it's all about the relationship build.
Absolutely.
Which puts it on a similar level, because sales is all about the relationship build.
Yes.
So that's now what the importance needs to be. And as you say, all these mundane admin tasks, offshore them. You don't want to be paying your senior PM to sit there and enter in your rent increase amounts, for example, and do your rent increase letters, which a decade ago they would have done.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Well, it's been awesome talking with you, Jess. How do people find you?
You can give me a call. My number is 0402 609 985, or check out my website, agentsync.com.au.
Your website's awesome. In fact,
Thank you.
I've had mine upgraded since I saw yours, by the way, by GoDaddy.
Yeah.
And I'm taking your suggestion on board to use your photographer.
Oh,
So
good.
everyone, go and look at Jess's AgentSync webpage. It's really awesome.
Oh, thank you.
But Jess, I'd just like to say thank you for coming on today.
No, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. And AgentSync, Jess Watman, there she is.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks,
No worries.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.